I didn't want to text any of this, and it's important that you hear me say it. I wanted to call, but I have my doubts that I'd be able to say what I need to without being interrupted or hung up on. Although it may be better this way, because even if you don't finish this video, it'll always be here for when you're ready to watch it. I know you're suffering physically and emotionally. I know you feel like your family should support you because you're in a time of need. I'm not here to speak on behalf of anyone else. I want to tell you now that I will not be there for you, and I want you to know why. Your brothers and sister have thrived in the years you've been away. We've worked hard and struggled independently, and though we've supported each other along the way and had support from our parents, we've achieved our success on our own. Your success, or lack thereof, has also been achieved in the same way. You've received more support from our parents than any of us, but you are solely responsible for where you are at in your life today. You have made your choices and consistently have chosen yourself and your pride over jobs, over friends, and now over family. I pleaded with you to come to Florida, that you had family here that would help you. I tried to tell you how you were missing out on our lives, on our children's lives, on watching your nieces and nephew grow up, and that we wanted you to be part of that. I don't know if you remember, but you actually told me that you couldn't give up surf out there or the women. You've been so dedicated to physical fitness, smoking weed, and whatever drugs and superficial things, and put family in the back seat. And when you finally came to visit, it was your physicality that literally let you down. And when it did, who was there for you despite all the decisions you made? Your family. I wasn't coming for that trip, if you remember, because you gave me less than a week's notice that you were coming. My job and responsibilities couldn't be abandoned to take a vacation. But when you hurt yourself, I dropped them all, accepted the consequences, and made the 4-hour trip to be in the hospital for you. I refused to let you down when you needed your family. In that visit, you poured your heart out to me and Mom. You couldn't have been more grateful. It was like, for the first time in a decade, I felt the love for my older brother. Like you were part of our family. Like you finally saw how nothing else mattered. But that was the last I ever saw of that. You said you were a changed person, but you went right back to making poor choices, and later told me you didn't even remember that I was there. You wouldn't even listen when I told you that going hiking through Yellowstone was a bad idea when you were just recovering. You can never tell me that your family doesn't care about your pain. Your family has always been there. You've made your choices. Your life is a product of those choices. Your success, or lack thereof, is your fault. Now, you are legally attacking your own family. You are choosing to attack your own family. The family that's been there for you, just to bail yourself out. Do you really think anyone in this family should be sympathetic? Again, I'm only speaking for myself, but I do not. In fact, this is the final straw for me. I have stopped talking to you in the past because I honestly felt like maybe it would have been a wake-up call for you. If your brother could shut you out, you'd have to see what terrible choices you were making. But that was a failure. But I will not stand by or be silent as you attack our sister. Our sister who has triumphed over illness, over pain, over every adversity. Who has made her own success, her own beautiful family, and who has the most caring heart for everything that suffers in this world. That's who you attack. To say you should be ashamed of yourself is a monumental understatement. It takes an awful human being. And that's without considering that you do it during a week when our entire family was terrified at the thought that Kelsey might have a life-threatening brain issue. It's disgusting. And I want you to know that not only am I no longer allowing you to talk to me or your nephew, but I will no longer consider you part of this family. I have one brother and one sister biologically. I have one brother and one sister through marriage, and one day hope to add a whole family of in-laws through my own marriage, all of which I would sacrifice my life to defend because they are my family, and that's how important family is to me. You are not part of that. I can only imagine how devastating that is to hear. If someone told me my family didn't want me to be part of it, I really don't know how I would cope with it. Like I said, these are my words. Maybe my brother or my sister or my parents feel differently, but I will not be shy about how I feel about it. And I will tell them that I think they should treat you the same. You are the Uncle Norman of a new generation. You've chosen a life that excludes all others. Mima coddled him despite him taking advantage of her whole life. That is now what you're doing to my mother. I really hope she finds it in herself to do what Mima couldn't do and cut you out. Because as a parent, I can't imagine how that's possible. But she should. As a boy, I looked up to you. As a man, I don't. You've lost all my respect and any right to be part of my family. And as long as you are a threat to my sister or a burden to my mother with the immense anxiety you give her, I will be defending them against you.